welcome to another video. We're in the shed again. I said the other day that we were going to leave the shed series for a bit, but we're back out because the postman's been and bought me a nice big box. Can you guess what's in it? From the thumbnail you obviously know, Lifan 110 engine. Let's get it open and see what's in the box. So this is fresh from Pit Bike Spares. I've had a few of their engines. They're a good company. Super fast delivery. And their engines are, well, these Lifans are the best of the Chinese engines. They're pretty good. So in the top we've got an inlet manifold. A really crappy chrome kickstart. And an equally crappy gear lever. There's a couple of gaskets, carburetor gaskets and bolts there. I'm not sure if there's going to be a carburetor in here or not. Let's just measure that intake. Yeah, I'm not sure we'll be using this because it's going to put the carb too far forward. Blimey, that's 25 mil. 25 mil bore, that's quite big really. More for the 125. Put those to one side. We've got an air cleaner. These aren't too bad. I've used these before and they're quite good. That one's coating in some oil really to make it waterproof. We may or may not use that. What's this? Oh, that's the chain cover. It's broken. Oh, that's not very good, is it? It's bent out of shape and it's cracked. Can you see that? It's not very good. I might have to get in touch with them and get them to send me another one. So we've got a carburetor. Get it out. Wow, that's a fair size, isn't it? It's got the wrong choke on it really for what we want. I want a cable choke. I'm not going to be able to get to that. It's quite a sized. It says Mikuni on there. Mikuni, Japan. Mikuni, Japan, but that's not original Mikuni, no way. Let's just measure the intake on that. That looks massive. It looks like about a 26 mil, which it is. 26 mil choke. I wonder why they've sent that. The standard C90 carb is only 19 mil. These are about 20 kilos, these engines. So be careful lifting it around. Well, it all looks nice, doesn't it? Nice and shiny. It's got the bullet connectors. I need a block connector for mine, but what I can do, what's that for? Anyway, I can swap my complete case with Honda written on it, and it will have the proper block connector. So I've got to lead off the starter motor. I'll have to change that. That's just a positive. Yeah, starter motor. Usually there's not, it's got multiple connections. Normally not that many, because this is just that's only the neutral light switch. Why have I got so many wires? That's got a bit squashed. Breather bracket. Pull that through to where it should be. It's the crankcase breather. Right, it's got a dinky little sprocket as well. Hasn't got the amount of teeth stamped on it, so count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's definitely going to want a bigger sprocket. I wonder if it's got any oil in it. Yeah, it's got oil in it. That'll do just to run it up and check it. But that will get changed. Let's just measure this inlet. $22 mil. So I wonder why why have they sent me a 26 mil carburetor? Where's that inlet manifold? Yeah, so the manifold is for that carburetor really. If we were fitting a 125, that's what you'd want really. The advantage of fitting a 110 is you can use all your C90 original carburetor, exhaust, air filter, everything. You just straight swap, and it's a really quick conversion. But the 125 is quite badly restricted by the 90 intake and exhaust. You can fit a 125, but the 110 is the sweet spot really. They're smoother. They don't have quite so much power, but you know, you're not talking a lot. And the 125 vibrates a bit more as well. The 110 is sweet, you know, it's smooth, and it's a couple of brake horsepower up on the 90. But then the 125 big valve is another couple of brake horsepower on top of that. So if you're really power hungry, fit the 125 big valve engine. But I just wanted a straight swap really. I didn't want a carburetor sticking out the side of the leg shield. And I want to use the standard exhaust as well, which is why I didn't get the 125. I've had one of these before, the non-electric start engine, and they're torquey, you know, they're really good, they're smooth, good. It's a good engine. There are people that are going to slate the Chinese engines, but I've never had any trouble with these, and I've done a few miles on them. I think they're probably as good as the Japanese engine. That's a bold statement, isn't it? If you've got a C90 and you're thinking of putting a bigger engine in it, this is a really good choice. Because if yours is running okay, nothing wrong with it, you can swap over to one of these in a couple of hours. They're a piece of cake. Now, this is a bit awkward, this wiring. Some of you may have bullet connectors. Mine has got a block connector. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that at the minute. I might swap the alternator. I might use that. And I'm going to be using the Chinese carburetor I got the other day. The postman's delivered me some more jets. So I've got some bigger jets, which you will need anyway, being a 110. Not a lot bigger. You can just stick your 90 carb straight on it and it will run okay. I know because I've done it. I've fitted a few of these now. But yeah, the Chinese carb will be going on. I'm not sure what manifold. The original Honda one. I'll have a look through my stock a bit to see if I've got another manifold. I might have one. If I've got one that's, oh, that's still 19 mil though, isn't it? It's a shame that wasn't a 22 mil to match the inlet. That might give it another mile an hour maybe, which in Cubs terms is quite a bit, isn't it? I'll have a quick look, see if I've got any more manifolds. So as you can see, I've found a few manifolds. Got a few different ones now. Also one that I cut, and I was going to it was basically one of these, but I cut it in half and I was going to weld it at a particular angle so I can tilt it, but I never did finish that project. I've got a spinner, so you can spin the manifold wherever you want it. I've even got this little rubber manifold here for a carb that hasn't got the flange on it. Obviously won't be using that. And you can see I've got a nice selection of sprockets. So we should better get the gear in about right. I know from experience a 16 is quite good. Yeah, we've got a 16 there. Another 16. I'd quite like to try a 17 really. So there's a 17, but I think the spline size isn't right because these Chinese engines have all got different sized splines. Look, see that? How much bigger that one is. That's a smaller one. 17. Let's spin it round and just try that on there. See if I've got a 17. It'd be nice if I have. Let's just get a 10 mil and spin those off. So that is the smaller type. That's got 14 stamped on the back, but that is way too small. 17, that's too wide. 428, 420, 16. So we know we've got a 16 anyway. So we've got 14, 16. That's too big. That's too big. That's too big. 17. It's a JT one as well. They're quite good. Yep. So we've got a 17. Because all we want now is a 15 to make the set. That one doesn't fit. 15. Well, that goes on there. That's too wide anyway. There's another JT sprocket. 15. So we're quite lucky really. We've got a 14, 15, 16, 17. Now that 17 has had a bit of use. It's quite polished. It's not worn out, but it's worn. So I must have used that on something. Yep, that's quite good. We got a good choice there. So that's it for the unboxing video. This is the end of part 1. In part 2, we'll get my engine out and get this one in and look at the pitfalls of the wiring, carburettor and gearing. Should be an interesting video. Cheerio.